welcome to Excel Basics Plus. So today's video is going to be a short one. We are looking at how to create lists, which you can then use for validation in formulas. So today we're going to deal with Bob's fruit and veg store. So pile of data here. We've got Bob's list of items going from apples through to broccoli, through to oranges, down to watermelon. We've got the cost per kilogram that he's paid for it, the kilograms in stock levels that he's got sitting in his fridge. Therefore, the total cost, now that would literally just be a sum, which is the sum of the kilograms via the cost. And the days on hand that he's had the stock. Now, Bob is a very busy man, and occasionally he does deals on the fly with other fruit and veg stall holders, and occasionally he just needs to know exactly what the cost per kilo is for him and how much stock he's got. So he could instantly sell, for instance, 400 kilos of apples. He knows he's got 627 kilos in stock. Now, if he's having to go through this report, and maybe this is, apples, he might have 10 different types of apples. He'll have, the Fuji apples, the Granny Smith apples, the Red Delicious apples, and so on and so on. So this list of his data could be very, very long. So what we want to do for Bob is make his life a little easier and create a quick lookup guide for him. So on this next tab, I've just done this very, very quick lookup tool for Bob. Now we're looking at the total cost, the stock on hand, and the days on hand. Now, as you can see, end of day stock count tab, total cost, kilograms on hand, and days on hand. Okay, so all we're doing is we're looking up, and these are very easy sum if formulas. So he's looking up the end of day stock account, and what we're looking up is cell B7. B7, I've typed in there apples. So it's looking up apples, and it's bringing me back the total cost of the apples. Similarly, in the stock on hand, once again, we're looking up value B7 in the data in the end of day stock count, and it's 627 kilos is the result. Now, if we change this to oranges and spell it correctly, straight away it's changed. $687 worth, 763 kilos on hand, and 22 days on hand is that stock. Now, luckily, oranges can last a long time. So, but the problem is that Bob now has to type this in every time. What about broccoli? Broccoli, he's got none on hand. What if we look at watermelon? There we go. Once again, did you see the issue I had there? I had a space and it came up with nothing. Now, here's the clincher. What we need to do for him is we need to give him a drop-down list in here so that he doesn't have to remember all of the different nuances with how things are spelt, or if there's spaces after it, that sort of thing. So what we need to make sure is that what is being entered in this cell is exactly what is in the end of day stock count. So here's the best way about going about it. We can grab the list of items, and we can have this as a hard-coded list. So if you copy all of these and create another tab, this is just my preference. I always have what I call my list references tab. I create an extra tab called list ref, and you'd paste in all of those values in there. So I've already got them in there. Paste it again. So we've pasted it in again. All right. So what we've got is the list of fruit and veg. This is the data that is in his end of day stock count, and we want our lookup to be looking for all of these values. So while that list is highlighted, we can right click on it and go down the bottom of the tool to define name. Now we're going to call this array of cells F and V. Fruit and veg. You could name it whatever you want, but F and V is what we're going to call it. The scope is in this workbook, and it refers to list ref tab, list ref, cells B3 to B20, which is all of those, and you'll notice the dollar symbols around the column and row values, that fixes that array of cells and will not move. So it will only select those. We press OK, and we now have a defined range called F and V. So let's come back to our quick lookup. Let's get rid of watermelon in cell B7, which is the lookup. You'll see everything goes back to 0 because it's not looking any data up at the moment. And let's go to our data tab on the ribbon. And we want to click on data validation. Okay, data validation is where we're actually going to tell it, hey, go get that list that we defined and create a drop-down list for us so that we choose the correct spelling and nuances in spaces and things like that every single time. So we come into the allow, and we want to allow a list. And the source equals F and V, exactly what we called the defined name in the list ref for that range of cells. And we press OK. We now have a drop-down button here that we can click on, and you can now see everything that is in our end of day stock count list by name. So if we click on spinach, instantly this is updated. We can now click on strawberries. He can instantly say 319 kilos of strawberries on hand. I need to sell some. I can sell maybe 250 today so that I've got enough for tomorrow. What do I need to pay for it? Well, that's the total cost there. Now, if, for instance, he also needs to know what the cost was per kilo, we can put that in. And of course, there's a couple of ways we can do this. We could do a VLOOKUP formula or an index formula. Let's just use the VLOOKUP formula because we do know that the data is to the right of the lookup. So we're going to do equals VLOOKUP. And we're going to choose cell B7 because that is the lookup. We always want to look up whatever that drop-down value is, comma, the table array. Straight away, we're looking at apples through to the cost per kilo and all the way down. So our marching ants around all of the data. And comma, we want to choose the second column, and we want to choose false so that it is an exact match returned. Let's press enter. Now, as a side note, let's put a quick if error handler around this and say if error around that and not on file. So straight away, if we have something that is not in there but is in our drop-down list, then we know that it is not on file. So straight away we can see that rocket is $10.47 per kilo. Let's have a look at end of day stock count. Rocket $10.47 per kilo. That's a lot of rocket. So, and then you can tizzy it up and make sure that you've got your accounting format set, and even put in here per kilo if need be, or add it into the formula as we do here. We just the ampersand and the parentheses around what we want added to the end of that value. So there it is. Very simple. This will now update everything for Bob as he needs it. He has no sweet potatoes, but we know that they are 77 cents per kilo. So they're definitely on hand, just no stock on hand at the moment. Apples, $1.13 a kilo. He's got $708 worth of stock, which is 627 kilos of stock. So this is now meaning that he will be able to instantly find out how much stock he has in a very, very simplistic way. If everyone else keeps updating the stock count or it's done by other systems, he can instantly find the data that he needs. If you have any queries on all of these other formulas, the sum if formula, the VLOOKUP, we could have also used an index and match formula there. Please go back through the videos. There's a playlist there that gives you access to learn the basics from the sum formula right through. So like, subscribe, and make sure you turn on the notifications so that you can see those new videos as they drop. Thanks for watching.